take this question to Sougata probably and ask him about how CashRich is supporting some of this youth-driven economy, and is he seeing some of these changes in the consumer pattern in the last few years?
Sure. So India is not only a young country from a demographic standpoint, but also if we see the AUM to GDP ratio to measure the mutual fund penetration in India, that is also quite low. Like when we started our journey a few years back, it used to be less than 10%, and now it is around 15%. But still, that's quite low compared to the Western economies and some of the larger economies where it is upwards of 75% or 90%. So AUM to GDP is quite low in India, and even though the industry has seen a CAGR of more than 20% in the last 5 years, there is a lot of scope to grow. So that's like just to highlight how much potential is there in this market. Second point is the traditional products, whether it is insurance and investment mixed together or fixed deposits, they have not generated much return in the past, and going forward also people don't want to put their money parked at 5%, and they get, especially the young people, they get excited with returns from crypto and other stocks which goes up very fast. So that's something which will change their behavior. However, one thing that we as an industry and as a company also we always try to protect is that if you want to realize the long-term value of these investors and they stay invested, they shouldn't meet a market accident in such a manner that it becomes fatal to them. And that's where some of the risk management practices within the platform becomes very important. So I'll give you an example. Last year, around April 2020, we had seen Franklin Templeton, they had shut down 6 debt funds. Now, when such an accident happens, it creates a bad impression and a bad experience for new users who were told you could withdraw the money anytime. And that's where, some of them then, don't want to continue. So what we did was, much before that accident happened, around February of 2019, is more than 1 year before that incident, because we constantly monitor the underlying portfolio. So we identified that risk and we removed all Franklin Templeton debt funds from our app. So none of our users got affected when the problem took place. So that's why it is very important that fintech is not just UI, UX and design of technology. Fintech also has a finance part. So financial research is also important so that people actually continue investing for a long term and benefit from the effects of compounding.
That's a very interesting perspective you've given, and considering I come from risk management background, I can appreciate it hugely. I've spent more than 2 decades doing that for large financial enterprise. And if you are able to do that with the help of technology for consumers, nothing better, than that.